And I want to welcome you and wish you all good afternoon. Stay safe. We'll have a lot to talk about, but we have a special guest with us today, and I'm sure most of you know Carlos Triana, who is our tennis pro, runs the tennis shop, runs probably the biggest part of the island for us right now. And you have been doing an amazing, amazing job there, Carlos. And between the individuals, between the residents, between the kids camp, and you're drinking wine, which I understand we'll get into it a little bit about being a little wine connoisseur. Yeah. It's been amazing. And on a serious note, we want to thank you. I know, Stephanie, you have some very important questions to ask Mr. Triana. So please,
yes.
I leave it to you.
Thank
Welcome,
you, Bob.
everybody. Welcome, Carlos.
Thank you,
Bob.
Stephanie. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Carlos, kudos to you and your team for all your efforts and first opening up to tennis. I know you have a very active tennis membership, and that was the first round of emails that everyone was asking when tennis would open. And also under the new social distancing guidelines. We opened on June 12th for doubles play. And what was it like getting everything together for this?
Well, Stephanie, we go back May 1st, which is when we opened for singles. And that took some preparation in terms of following the city mandates and protocols as far as sanitations and getting the tennis courts ready. Of course, myself and Vinny, my head pro, worked on this tennis course during the time we were closed. Like every day, we changed lines, we changed material, we replaced sprinklers, we did everything so that when we were open, the members would enjoy the beautiful tennis facility and tennis courts that we've always had. We just wanted to make sure that everybody was happy with coming back and being safe as far as coming back to play tennis for singles. And once we opened for doubles, then we were already there. You know, of course, we had to call the staff. We had to make sure that the staff coming back was negative for COVID, things like that. Myself and my head pro, Vinny, also tested. I've tested like 3-4 times already, to tell you the truth, you know, because I want to stay up to date with what's going on. So some of the protocols that we had coming back is that the members, have sanitizers outside the tennis pro shop, inside in the tennis pro shop, and in the bathrooms. We've also placed spray bottles with sanitizers so the members can spray their furniture right after they finish playing tennis. So yeah, that's pretty much what it took to open up.
Now, with what's going on now, obviously, things are not getting better, they're getting worse again.
We see that.
And it's almost like a reopening. We haven't had a shutdown, fortunately, but we almost have to be more diligent than we were the first time we opened. And I imagine it was a challenge getting people to come back to work, getting people to obey the rules and do the social distancing, especially in a tennis court. Obviously, it's very difficult to do it there because people are moving around, they're running around. But I think now more than ever you have your challenges because as people become relaxed and complacent, the problems begin to happen. And I know one of the issues that we've had a lot of questions is the guest policy. On the island, we don't allow any guests anywhere on the island itself at this time because we feel, at least on the island, we know what's going on, we know the sanitary conditions we have here, we understand how we can take care of these issues. But I think it's important. Have you had many problems or any issues because of the guest policy?
Well, Bob, tell you the truth, that's been my biggest challenge in the island, to control the amount of guests that our members are bringing to the tennis courts, into the tennis facility. We constantly remind our members of the no guest policy, zero tolerance on that. And I hate to be the bad guy, to go on the tennis court and say, I'm sorry, we're not allowing any guests, he has to go. It's like, I compare it to bringing somebody to my home that I don't know. And this is your home. Why would you bring somebody that you don't know into your home? So that's one thing. We brought out the tennis pro shop outside with a acrylic barrier so we can protect our employees. Our employees have not come back completely because they're not ready, they went away. So that's always been a challenge. Bringing back our staff that we had before, it has been a challenge, as well as the members bringing in guests over here.
Okay, thank you.
And I really want to congratulate and kudos to your team, Carlos, and your tennis pros. We send out every Thursday a tennis email to your tennis member list, and you have a very active tennis club. Your clinics are full. There was a waiting list for your summer youth program, all during a pandemic. So tell me a little bit more about that. How you're able to fill up all these
Well, I was wondering before we started a youth program in the summer. I was wondering if we were gonna have any kids or 30 kids or no kids at all. To my surprise, it was like Christmas in July. Now we have a camp that we have not had in the past years with record-breaking attendance for kids. So we have staffed it as much as we can. We have 30 kids per day, and we have a wait list of kids that want to come. But we always give preference to the kids that are residing in the island. The members take priority of anybody that wants to come in from outside and participate in our camp. And yes, it's been really great because the summer camp, the summer youth program has been a blessing. It's been busy. Our private lessons have been unbelievable too. We have about 7-8 tennis pros. They're all busy teaching. I'm busy teaching. I have to block myself, otherwise I get booked, and I cannot teach Bob.
Yes. And I need all the lessons I can get.
Exactly. So our clinics, even though we're limited to 4 people right now, 4 to 6 people plus the pro, they've been booked also. So, I think we're in a great situation right now, and I like to attribute that to COVID, unfortunately. But this has helped the tennis department in terms of participation, members enjoying the tennis facilities. It gives them something to do during these times when there's no place you can go. Can't go out of state because the airports are closed and you have to be on quarantine. So this is a beautiful area. This is a beautiful place to live because we're enjoying all this. We're enjoying all these great programs and our facility.
So let me ask you, just to continue on what Stephanie asked about the camp. Do you run a teenage program or a children's program year-round as well?
Correct.
Because I think that's important because the summer camp is over in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So will there be programs that the residents can sign up their families and kids to coming forward?
Correct. Yeah. So following the summer youth program, we're going to start right away with their junior after-school program, which runs from Monday through Friday from 4 to 7 p.m. every day of the week. And that's our youth program during the weekdays. So I think
how do you promote that?
We promote that through marketing. We have a flyer, we have a brochure. The pros also promote it with the kids, with the parents, and we have a very good participation with that.
And I think we should start promoting it now because especially with all the uncertainty of when the schools are going to open or if they're going to open.
Correct.
Or is it at home or is it going to be live? You may find that you may want to increase those hours. Because possibly. I have a feeling the kids won't be there 5 days a week till 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that you adjust and keep up with it because that probably will modify.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the number of kids that want to sign up for the after-school junior program, and then if we have to modify the hours in our schedules. We have the staff, we have the facilities, we have everything, we have all the tools. So whatever we need to do, we'll do it.
That's great. Yeah. That's great.
And how about tell us about the staff that you have? You have a new addition to the youth program with Christine.
So Christine Krausgina came to us maybe in the middle of the year. Mm-hmm. She started as a staff pro. Unfortunately, our junior coordinator left, and then she stepped into her shoes, and she's been doing a fantastic job with the summer youth program. She's an unbelievable player. I think she's ranked number 7 in the world in her age division as well. She hits a good ball. I practice with her. Members love her. She's very organized, and she's right on point with everything. So I encourage all our members to, if they want to take a lesson with Christine, please go ahead. She's absolutely fantastic on the tennis court.
Yeah, and she speaks about 4 or 5 languages as well, so she communicates with all of our various
Russian, English, Spanish. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
She speaks all of those languages. Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay. Now, one question that has come up from the residents are the hours of the tennis facility, and are they the same at Med Village as they are at the main tennis center?
Correct, yeah. So Med Village is a different area. It's still part of our area. It's a little more difficult to control because it's not close to or adjacent to our main course, so we constantly have to send people there to supervise it. But we're operating practically, we start at the same time, 8 o'clock in the morning. During the weekdays, we close at 7 p.m. On the weekends, we open again at 8 o'clock and we close at 6 o'clock. Now, after 6 o'clock, members can come over and play, but it's called first come, first serve in the tennis courts.
Great.
Yeah.
And the hours now for the tennis courts,
Same thing.
same as always?
8 to 7 and 8 to 6 on the weekend.
Okay, and what about reservations? I think, Steph, you had some questions
So
about
our reservations, we're taking reservations on the phone, online, and occasionally we have the one member that comes in the tennis pro shop, which, by the way, we only allowing 3 members at a time in the tennis pro shop, 1 member in the bathroom at a time. So, and occasionally they come in and they make a reservation, but the reservations have been pretty much been made on the phone and online. Our members they have gotten really good with making reservations online.
One of the questions that we're constantly asked, and of course, there's so much confusion about masks and when you wear it and when you don't. We're going to get into that a little bit, but I think it's very important that the people know when they go in the pro shop, when they're outside just sitting around waiting for your court, you must wear a mask.
Must wear a mask entering the tennis facility.
Right.
Okay, must wear a mask when you're coming into the tennis shop. The only time you don't have to wear a mask is only when you're on the tennis court playing tennis.
And when they're done, they have a job to clean
Yeah.
the area that they've worked in, is that correct?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, we have spray sanitizer bottles on the tennis courts, on each of the tennis courts, and I hope that the members cooperate or help us with the sanitation. Right after they finish playing, they can spray right on the furniture, so that the next person that comes in doesn't have the risk of maybe getting infected.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, Stephanie, I know you've had some questions on some of the new programs that Carlos has coming up.
Yes, one of the programs we have in August coming up is Live Ball, and we've sent this flyer out, Live Ball, and it's already booked.
So Live Ball is the newest wave of tennis clinics. Live Ball is like the latest thing, and everybody's going crazy about Live Ball. It's not a tennis; it's a tennis clinic, but it's not an instructional tennis clinic. It's all a game-based clinic, and what we do is we do 1 game or 2 games, and people have a blast playing that clinic. It's exercise, it's cardio, it's playing tennis, it's fun. So I invite everybody to participate and plug into our Live Ball tennis clinic. The first clinic that we're doing is August 5th, which is a Wednesday, and we made it complimentary for our members. Unfortunately, it's all full right now.
So when you say complimentary, what will it be moving forward?
It'll be at $35, which is the same rate as the clinic for an hour and a half, $35 per person. But I think a lot of people are going to get hooked up on this clinic because it's just a lot of fun. It's not like your typical regular clinic where you do drills and you get instruction. This is all about playing tennis, having fun, and games.
Great.
So I encourage everybody to come and try it. And I'm bringing in a new instructor that's a specialist in doing this clinic. His name is Craig Widows, used to be the former tennis director at the Diplomat. And he's in Boca right now. Right now he's going to come in and teach that clinic
So
every Wednesday.
Do you have room for Stephanie and I in this clinic?
Maybe the following week.
Next one, okay.
The following week.
That brings up Saturday, pickleball. How is pickleball going?
Pickleball has been a challenge. Pickleball is different than all the other clinics. Pickleball is like the stepchild of the tennis. A lot of the tennis players feel like if they play pickleball, then they're demoting themselves. They're not. Pickleball is a fun game. I got certified in pickleball last year. I learned how to play pickleball. It's a lot of fun. So if you're thinking pickleball is not for you and you're a tennis player, please give it a shot because I think you're going to have a lot of fun playing pickleball. And I'm available for lessons. You know, the right thing to do is if you're coming for a lesson, come on Saturdays, 9 o'clock. We have a pickleball clinic called Introduction to Pickleball. As I said, Introduction to Pickleball. And then we'll teach you how to play pickleball. We get you on your path moving forward after that. So try pickleball also. We have pickleball equipment also in the tennis pro shop, rackets and balls, if you want to come and try one.
And Sundays you have something, I believe.
So Sunday we also have the clinic.
But you have the Play of the Week clinic. Is that what
Play
is
of
that?
the Week. That's a clinic. That's an instructional clinic. So
Okay.
the clinics that we have are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Sundays from 9 to 10:30. And every clinic is taught by a different pro.
How many teachers do you have?
Well, right now, 8, 9 pros.
Now, you do know that financially, your success has already exceeded the last couple of years of tennis.
Yeah,
In probably one of the worst times in the history of the United States,
you're right.
and you are surpassing it. So I have to believe that has a lot to do with the classes, your instructors, and of course, you as the leader.
Yeah, the availability of the tennis instructors and the times that the members want to take lessons, it doesn't matter what time, we have an instructor for you. You want to come and play at 7 o'clock at night, we have an instructor for you. You want to start at 7 a.m. in the morning, we have an instructor for you. And that's the secret of being able to increase your revenues in terms of tennis lessons. Having the instructors available for you at the time that you want them. Whereas in before, it's only 3 instructors, and it was on their terms, their schedule, and that was it. Now we have a lot more flexibility when it comes down to teaching.
Stephen, do you have any other questions for Carlos? Because I have a couple.
Okay?
And I know Stephanie prepared this beautiful booklet of some information, but we're going to put that away for a minute because we have found over the year that we're doing this that everybody that works here has a little specialty talent. Stephanie, of course, is very much into animals, animal safety, and taking care of our animals. We found Carrie is a professional flute player, and she's got a master's degree in music.
I was surprised about that, by the way.
And we've had her on with us playing, as a matter of fact. Now, we're not going to ask you to do anything. However, where does Carlos start learning tennis? How did you get into tennis? And tell us a little about what Carlos is all about, other than when you're working here.
That's a long
I
story.
understand you love wine.
Yeah.
I understand that's one of your passions.
Yeah, one of my hobbies, yeah.
So how did you get into tennis, and how did you get here?
It's a long story. I'm not trying to make it short.
Okay, we have time.
So my father taught me how to play tennis when I was 10 years of age. He was a tennis player.
And where was that?
That was in Colombia, in a little town called Ibagué. I'm sure everybody's familiar with that because it's not one of the major cities. So in 1980, I graduated from high school, and I got a scholarship to come play tennis at a school in Georgia. I graduated over there. I went to play tennis in Georgia in a little school called ABAC, Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College, and I graduated in business administration. So I left college, I moved to Miami, and I did all kinds of jobs because once you leave college, Bob, you're lost. You don't know what to do.
Right.
So I did all jobs, and I really thought that my first career is going to be in the restaurant industry. So I started my career in the restaurant industry, and I thought I was going to be a restaurant owner at some point, which I did at one time. But then it was very difficult, and for some reason, somebody invited me to play tennis at a club in West Palm Beach, and some of the members that I played with, liked it, and I just kept playing tennis. And my first job as a tennis pro was at the Breakers Hotel in Palm Beach in 1989, 1990. I worked there for 6 or 7 years, and then I moved on with my tennis career. I attend tennis seminars, state, nationwide seminars. Every year, I try to learn more and more every year. And I also try to listen to some of the best tennis instructors I've ever worked with across the nation, like in Massachusetts, in Connecticut, in New York, and also in Florida. I work with some of the best tennis pros, tennis directors in the different clubs, country clubs in the country, and that's how I acquire all my knowledge. Whatever I know, I learn it from somebody else. And I say to my members, I say, when you take a lesson, don't take it from one pro. Take it from different pros, because every pro has something different to offer.
So you learned by doing it primarily, and then taking certain, but you didn't go on the tour, you didn't go out there and do the, you learned it on your own.
Now, I took a lot of lessons when I was a kid.
Yeah, but it shows that by just practice and taking these lessons, look how it came to be. There's a cute story about, like I say to you, what are you going to do when you retire? But I remember they once asked Arnold Palmer, what are you going to do when you retire? And he said, play golf. and it's true. What would you do when you retired? Play tennis.
You answered my question.
Right.
My dream is to be able to retire and play tennis at a club like this.
You do every day.
and
you get paid for it.
To me, I don't consider coming to work.
No,
this is not work for me. This is something I love doing. I enjoy doing, and I'm lucky.
Well, you know what I find, Stephanie, I think we're very fortunate. Almost without exception, if you look at most of all of our department heads, whether it's Carrie, whether it's Stephanie, whether it's you, everyone comes to work and loves what they do because they're doing their passion. They're doing what they always wanted to. So when they get up in the morning, they come here and they can't wait to go to work because to them, that's what they do.
Exactly.
And it shows in what you've accomplished.
Oh, thank you,
Really?
Bob. Yeah, no, it's just unbelievable.
All right, so Stephanie, we have lessons this weekend signed up, right?
Okay.
Okay, and was it
Okay.
pickleball, or we're gonna go on to that fastball?
Live ball.
Live ball, okay.
That's our newest thing.
Well,
Live ball.
I can
Watch
always-
out, everybody. Live ball is coming. You're gonna love it.
Well, I can't stress enough, though, as wonderful as the program is, the safety is more important. Because right now, what we're going through, and I just spent hours on calls with the county and the state, and we'll talk about that, but it is critical that when you get to the tennis, it's so easy to give up social distancing, yet it's so critical that you comply, you wear your mask, you do everything humanly possible to adhere. Once you get on the court, go have fun, enjoy. When you get off the court, be considerate of your neighbors and your family, because as Carlos said, we are all family here.
Yep.
And Carlos, I can't thank you enough for joining us, but more importantly, thank you for what you do. You're not just a tennis pro, you're not just running it, you're a very special individual. You're a
Thank you,
special
Bob.
person to us.
I
on the
appreciate
island.
it.
You're like family.
Yeah.
Yes,
Do I agree?
Yes,
Thank
he's
you.
very special to us.
He is.
Thank you. And I thank everybody for putting up with all the protocols that we have implemented in the tennis area. And just be patient, because I'm sure I start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to come out of it.
We will.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Carlos.